achter van de machine. Heel, ja.
Rewinder 2, outside, waste. This is the main like cutting unit. This is the meat out. Yes. And we have here the same engine control, the meat in.
Okay.
We have here this one to the buffer.
Okay.
Okay. And this is the one to the one winder.
Yeah. On
Okay. Electrical. See, this is the lamination that you told is the clutch. It's mechanical, so it's like this. We just have air and a clutch manual.
Okay.
These are all electric parts of Schneider. Each engine have a from Schneider.
Sorry. Ja, Rabina.
Hi, morning. Kan alarm uitzetten?
Ja, ik heb al uitgezet.
Oh, oké.
Okay.
Yes.
Je rijdt nu. Dat je van huis uit zou werken.
Ja.
Ik ga gewoon door. Dus ja, ik weet niet of je zo gaat volgen. Het heeft ook niet echt, je gaat ook niet echt kunnen volgen, want je moet opletten op het verkeer. Ik ga sowieso opnemen wanneer je op kantoor bent, dan sta je doorgaan. Abo? Maar ik hou die Zoom gewoon open, dan kan je volgen of maar let liever op je verkeer. Abo? Okay.
Abong, ik ben er zo, dan ga ik het dan gewoon volgen. Dan ga ik naar inloggen erop.
So, all electronics.
Yes, all electronics. Each one controls its engine. We have the name. This one is the buffer. Is this one. This one is the die cutter.
The die cut, yeah, okay.
You have the fuse.
Okay.
All about if it's an Ethernet connection. So if you have some issue about the software, you just need to connect here.
Yeah.
An Ethernet cable and you connect to your modem.
But I need to change that IP address.
No, you don't need to do nothing.
If I plug in?
Yeah, don't need to do nothing. You just need to plug in.
Also, that IP is inside, not outside.
Yes. And
okay.
Our
is DHCP.
Our software engineer already knows that IP, and we have an Excel file with the DPs and the customers.
No, because we don't have DHCP back home. All our IPs are static. So I need to give you an IP address for the machine. That's why I asked.
Okay, I don't know.
Okay, we can check that later.
Okay.
But, remember that.
Okay. Because what I know, because my colleague, the software engineer, is not here.
Yeah.
What I know is normally you connect it Ethernet cable, you connect to your modem, and you can change what you want in the machine. So it's like that.
Okay.
So and then we have air supplier.
Yeah.
It should be 6 bar. Okay. And then we have another control. That one must be at 4 bar. Okay. Because I can explain you if you want to know. All machine works at 4 bar, but the nips in a nip out need 6 bar. Okay. And then we have all the electro valves. Each one have the name here. And this one's different is from the nip in and nip out. That's the one they work with 6 bar. Okay. Everything is okay. This kind of you have fuse in the
Is inside the fuse or is it electronic? It's a breaker.
Yes, but with a fuse.
Can you take one out to see?
I can take one out in another machine.
Because I know this as a breaker. You do not. You have to change the complete unit. It's not a fuse inside.
The fuse.
Okay. So I need to see if.
Posso mostrar aí fusível? Só para mostrar. Posso abrir para mostrar? Fusível. Okay. This need to open. This one is in use. This is
a spare.
A spare one.
Okay.
Like this.
Okay.
You just need to change.
Okay.
It's just like this.
Okay. Also, um, these servos,
Yes.
they have how call it a plate inside with teeth that's counting,
Counting.
because we have servos on another printing press. It has a glass plate inside with black marks, black white, black white. You know, there's a sensor reading it
Okay.
to know how many rotation.
Não tem isso? É
With yeah, encoder. That's an encoder.
our servo drives have encoder inside. Okay, thank.
The test.
This is an electrician guy.
Okay.
But we have not yet played the engineer. But
Okay.
he says he have that kind of
Okay.
with that information.
Yeah, because the or servos they're upside down,
Okay.
not upside down, this standing.
Okay.
And so afterwards, the bearings inside they will go down,
Okay.
and then the encoder gets damaged.
Okay.
So that's why I asked to know, if when that happens, but I don't think it will happen because it's
Yeah.
level,
Okay.
it's
Yes.
horizontal. So
Yeah.
okay,
We don't have that kind of problems. We never have with the
okay,
engine. Uh, Once in a time, the engine have a problem. You need to replace it.
Mhm.
But it's almost inexistent. That kind of problem.
Okay.
And then when something happened, something, imagine if the cable green or the orange one are misconnection or for some problem, the machine appears an error in the drives, and then you send the error to us, or in our case, the machine have a connection,
Mhm.
and my colleague from software, he knows what is already
Okay.
the problem. So
Or if I hear the air leaking inside,
yeah,
then I have to
yeah,
change the hose.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
If you have,
I have to ask
yes, yes,
because like we're like 12,000 kilometers away from here.
yeah,
So if something breaks, it will take at least, if you have it in stock,
we have
okay,
stock.
if you have it in stock, it will take at least 3 weeks before we can get it.
Yes,
So 3 weeks, the machine will not work.
yes,
No, simple belts, you can here go any shop, I think.
yes.
You can buy it.
Yes.
We cannot. We have to order from you or from Amazon. That one is like a not. I think
Yes.
all these belts are normal belts.
Yes,
As long
a
as I
normal
have
belt.
a number,
Yes,
I can order online. But
yes,
it will take a week,
yes,
2 3 weeks before I get it. So
yes.
yeah.
But norm you can okay. Uh, See, I removed
Yeah.
the two plates here
Yeah.
to.
Mhm.
You can do this in 6 months and see what we have customers that are using the belts and many hours of work.
Yeah.
The belts are half a belt,
Mhm.
and they are using. Okay, and then you need to change the belt because we have the belt is almost okay.
yeah.
No problem. When you stop because they are nearby.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you remove
And
all about the
inspect.
belts,
Yeah.
you can see.
Okay.
Okay, if is there any problem
Mhm.
or this. Uh,
Are there recommendations like for so many hours on a
no,
machine?
you can just most important thing in the machine is the magnetic cylinder and the engine roll.
Yeah.
Clean it
Mhm.
and put oil just
Yeah.
to
Keep it lubricated. Yeah.
yeah. When you saw the tracks, when they start to go gray
Mhm.
or more dark,
Mhm.
it's a problem. That's when do we don't clean the tracks and we don't lubricate and they are uh, the diameter is it removes the diameter because of the it's not clean. Yeah. And it's not oil. And that's the main issue that you should be well clean. Everything we the electrovalves can long 5, 6, 7, 10. We have customers 10 years. We have other customers with 3 years. You need an electrovalve, but it's not thing that you need to
Measure.
change everything. Yeah.
Okay.
We have customers with 10 years machine. It don't change the electro valves. We have one thing. It's important. The air supply must be clean. Must be dry air.
Yeah, dry. We do have dry air.
Yeah, because otherwise it can create problems.
Okay, but you don't need oil.
No, nothing.
So, okay.
Just dry air.
Yeah.
You just have air in this spool pipes here.
And a good water separator.
Yeah.
I see there's already a water separator there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
okay.
for you to see if he's creating some water.
Moisture, yeah.
Yeah. And you
Drain
need
it.
to,
Okay.
yeah, clean it. But this is for cooling down.
Cooling, yeah.
Yeah. This cooling is you can regulate here. It should be 30 degrees here.
Okay.
If I put it less,
40
more,
stop, yeah.
but
Okay.
it should be like
30.
here.
Okay.
30, more than less.
Okay.
When the machine is open, it's not a problem. When the machine is closed, you need to remove this part. It's the part we have more heat. You feel if you pass your hand here. Okay. Okay. This is the part of the machine. Other parts are not problem.
Okay.
Okay. So it's very simple. Nothing and very easy to if you want to this is for we have 4 screws. If you unscrew it goes like this and you can remove.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's loose. It's the same in this one. Okay, if you unscrew this, the engine go there and you can remove. You remove this piece, you remove the belt. This one is bigger, but these pieces are eccentrical that you can unscrew the front and then it releases the tension.
Okay.
This one, you can release tension.
Okay.
We have here a hole that you can put
a shaft or something.
here,
okay.
and you can it rotates like this.
Yeah.
Okay, so release tension.
Actually, I only need to release one to change
you need
the
to
belt.
release one.
Okay.
But, it will lose and you remove this one, you only can remove everything.
Okay.
So you have this is work directly. This one works directly. This one here, this belt is just for the buffer.
Yeah.
Just do like this, and this one it's doing all the parts, the nip, then controls all the parts of the machine, the rolls here, and the slicing. Okay. The slitting. Sorry.
Okay. The rest we'll check later. I see it's two phase. What we call two phase. You know it here as one phase.
Yeah.
60 hertz.
Yeah, then I can ask my colleague.
Or maybe it's on a sheet. Not?
No, we don't have it
you
here.
Don't have. Okay.
But okay.
231. Okay. Yeah.
1P per N ground.
Yeah.
I'm a mechanical guy.
I know.
Understand everything about electrical.
No, this is important for us.
Yes.
That's why I asked so we can, in case it's not correct, we can change it now.
Okay.
Before it's shipped.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Of course. But when they put here, this is the
production.
order.
Yeah. The order.
When they put here, it's just when we finalize the machine, it goes to the customer. This one is already checked. This one is when we are finishing the machine. When you put here the serial number, we need to put this information, and then the electrical guy see if everything is good to go, whatever the requisition of the customer. So, right now, okay. Yes.
I see the flexible die measurement.
Yes.
Can you explain it once more? Because when I try to change it, I see it's maximum 999.
Yes.
I imagine that is for when I create labels of like 50 centimeters, 500 millimeters. I will have here a cut of only one straight blade.
Yes.
It will weigh 500 millimeters and then cut. And then 500 millimeters once again.
But you this cylinder the perimeter of this cylinder here is 130.
Okay.
The flexible die, it's not possible to be more than 412.75 with this cylinder.
So it can be less, but not more.
Not more.
Okay, I thought it will if I have a die with only one, cut here,
Yes.
it can weight 500 and then cut, then another 500 and then cut.
No.
So I need a bigger diameter.
Yes. To do that, in this case, you need a bigger cylinder.
Okay.
But this is, I can show you other machine. This is a standard one at work at 40
For
meters.
small leapers.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
40. If you have the option of the speed pack, it's a bigger one, a bigger block with a bigger cylinder, 190. I think it's 190, 600 and something.
Okay.
Okay, 190 plus 3.175. 303 is the speed pack.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is the maximum.
Yes.
Here I see maximum is 117.
Yeah, because it's like was I telling to you, imagine 130. 170 is 80% of the perimeter.
Okay.
Okay. Imagine 130 is let me see. 130 is 412, but I can't occupy all the perimeter when I'm working semi-rotary. So I can put here 170, and I have the maximum is 371 of die of repetition of distance between black marks to work in semi-rotary.
Okay.
Otherwise, you bigger than this just in rotary.
Okay. Well, when I press this, I don't see anything change. So
yes, just change. Just when you press this, the machine put the same value is here.
From
put
here?
it
Oh,
here
okay,
because perimeter of magnetic 130. You don't change this unless you change the magnetic. If you don't change this, when I put rotary, the machine will put this same dimension. Imagine I have here a 96 cylinder. And I press rotary, you put 96. When you press rotary, it puts the same measurement here, the same here. Okay? Because rotary, the magnetic should work, the magnet should work continuous without doing any.
Okay.
Let's first thing I will remove the flexible die just to you learn how to, and then I explain that to you. Okay. How to remove a flexible die is simple. First thing, always be sure that you have no pressure in the gauges. Okay, you go to the registration it's an L, and then need to you go to here like a unit and I can control. I need to find the beginning of the die. I always remove this side. It's easy for me, but okay, I think it's here. Okay. Okay, it's here. I grab and then I rotate. Okay, it's very important when you put the flexible die and remove it. Don't
Bend it.
because you do this, and then if you do this here, you damage the flexible die. And this one already have a lot of problems because it's for testing. Okay, see this one. See this? When we put, we don't clean because this is magnetic.
Yeah.
So if you don't clean it very good, when you put the flexible die and apply pressure, see here, we create a damage here
Already.
Okay, and you can do nothing about that. Okay, let me. This is the repetition. If I measure here, it's not a perfect measure, but I have 300, and then if I put the gap, more one gap, is 304.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm measuring with this.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not. It's just 40.
Yeah.
So I am doing. It's always like that. One level, one gap. One level, one gap. One level, one gap. But this gap here
It's the same.
is the one I insert in the machine because this is a repetition. Okay. So let's put the machine work a little bit in rotary and semi-rotary just to see which is the different
Okay.
in the machine. So right now, imagine I'm doing something with the machine. It's I release the brake, I release the paper like this, and if I break here, I have the paper is loose. If I press start like this, and if I have big tension in the rewinder and the unwinder, I can break the paper because the machine, when it starts, it holds the paper very fast, and if you have more sensible paper, it can break. So one thing it's important when when you are used to work with a machine, it's not a problem. But in the beginning, always check if okay, see, okay, if the paper is tensioned, and remove the brakes. Okay, and this side, okay, this side is the clamp is turned on, and I want to see. Okay,
Open.
it's good. Now I know that the material is tensioned; it's not loose. So I can put the machine working. It's just doing nothing, but it's working. I can enable the waste. It's not doing nothing. The machine is working. Rotary. Okay, the magnetic cylinder is always rotating, and you don't see the dancer doing nothing because it's working rotary mode. Okay. If I put the machine in semi-rotary, I can put here 96 because it's the repetition of that. And I make this initial position. What is this? When I have the flexible die here, I put the flexible die with the first. I will explain you later with the flexible die. First blade up, and then I put the dimension of the flexible die, and then I press initial position, and then the magnet still rotates. We will adjust the buffer to the middle position, and then rotate a little bit, and it's good to go. So now without the flexible eye, it's not a problem. So when I press start, you'll see that the paper goes back. See? It's doing that difference between here and here.
Okay.
It's going back.
Okay.
That's what we call semi-rotary. Okay? And then I can put the machine to 40. If I put here a small, imagine, imagine a 30. The machine just work at 11.
Okay.
The machine calculate automatic. Because why? Because like this, if I put initial position, and the machine now it will work with a flexible die of 41 millimeters. Is a small flexible die repetition. Is the minimum. You will see that I put it at 4, and the machine is 4. See, it's right to be. That's the 20% to 80%.
Sorry,
Okay, no problem.
I did this thing break.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Can
so
continue.
it's the minimum, and the machine it will work at the limit. Okay, you put a 41 millimeters flexible die in a pyramid of
Yeah,
front, and the roll must be very fast to give a lap and
Okay.
cut again.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why the machine the maximum speed is 11. Okay, when I change to imagine 170, the maximum speed it will be 17. Okay, 16. Why? It's the same problem. Right now, it needs to go back very fast because I am In the 412 perimeter, I'm using 371. I just have a little bit to go back.
Yeah.
And then the speed is not here, but it's in the buffer. It needs to move fast. Okay. So that's why that's how we work with a semi router. Okay. Right now, just need to explain something to see about tensions. Okay, because tensions are very important in the machine, like I said. Okay, let's try here. Okay, right now the machine is working at 4 meters per minute. Okay, rewinder one. The machine it doesn't know what you have here, and he thinks you have 75, but he doesn't have here 120 or 104. What I do, I put the machine working, doesn't calculate, but if I put the machine at 10, close that, you see, close that, and is already calculating. See?
Okay.
Okay. More than 10 or more, it will close the nips and it calculates the diameters.
Okay.
Okay? So that's why I told him that in the beginning. So imagine, it's the same here. I have the nips open. I press start, the nip out closes to give tension between the unwinder and the nip out. And then when I increase the tension, on
The speed.
goes to 10, close the second. So right now I have two tension here.
Okay.
So tension here, it's like a tension between nip out and here. You can control it like here, rewinder one. Okay, it's 100%. I want, but the diameter is small, is working at 32. If I okay, 32 is not good. I want more. Okay, this is something you learn to work with a machine because you need to know what kind of job you are. If your customer need more attention, less attention. Let's try taper. So when I change just in automatic is 32. When I change to taper, it goes to 84 because I'm here 80 at the beginning. Okay, 80, just a variation to 80 to 100. If I press it start, it can go pa. No. If you see, you have too much more tension. See, I release taper. Okay, this is very important. And this is the same here. If you have a bigger roll, you want good tension. Imagine why we need to calculate the tension manually. Because if you are working with 330, but if you working with a small one, with a like that one, you don't need too many.
Yeah.
The diameter is the same, but you need less tension. Otherwise, it will break. So that's how the the tensions are important, and they are the same for that one. This one is all the same. So imagine you already put a paper in the machine, and then if you want you can remove it later. But imagine I have paper in the machine. I know this paper is a registration. I want to put a flexible die. What I should do? Okay, you can do it by two ways. You can rotate here, and you have here we have four holes,
Okay.
and you have engraved line.
Okay.
Okay. For experience, we have. I will send you the machine with these pins.
Okay.
But I recommended that the guy is using press too much attention when you use the
For the pins.
for the pins because
You need
otherwise
to remove them.
yes they forget to remove it. It's always the same problem. Always, always. And then create a bigger problem because you damage the roll and the heavy roll. So the machine goes with this, but I don't recommend this.
It's only for the beginning to
Yes.
get the experience.
Yes, because you can order your dice with
The registration. Okay, I
and
know.
you put
For the
in the
printing
pin,
plates
it's
also.
faster.
Yeah.
But always someone forgets to remove
Yeah.
the pins. Okay.
Okay.
So the pins go like this, and
Okay.
if you don't, if it goes too much, it doesn't
deep.
go every until the end. But if it goes, we have you can put here a screw to remove it.
Okay.
Okay. You put it like here, and then when you have this kind of
Die.
dies with the holes, you should just put the
Okay.
holes
This
here,
one.
and it's faster. But
Okay.
what is the problem? Every time when operators rotate here, and then they forgot to remove it, and then they will damage the cylinder.
Okay.
What I do, don't forget, when I'm putting the pins, I put something here to when I'm going to rotate. Okay, it's okay. It's just something to don't forget to put to remove the pins. The other way to put is the engraved line. This line here, we have a line that if you see,
Okay.
it's engraved line. I'm going to rotate a little bit. Okay.
Let me feel.
Yeah, you can.
I don't. Okay.
It's a key in the middle.
Very little.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just to touch the flexible die.
Okay.
Just touch here
Yeah.
and see. You already know it's a line.
Okay.
So what you need to do is more and less. You need to see where is the good position to put. Now I'm going to put in the position to doesn't cut the black mark. So I think it will be here. Okay. And I release it. And then I rotate. I hold with the other hand here, just to prevent that it doesn't
Play.
go.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I okay. And then when you have a plate like this, it's a semi-rotor. We have these lines here in order you to see if it's aligned. Okay.
Yeah.
It's important to be aligned like this. It's not perfect, but it's good to go, and you don't see any problems cutting. If you are cutting a label with a frame, you need to more accurately when you put the flexible die, because it's a different. You will see every detail in the cutting.
One more thing.
Yes.
How do you know if this cylinder is centered front to back?
Yeah. See here. This is the maximum here. Okay. This is the maximum there. See? And this is the
So
middle.
you count
Yeah,
the
you can
rotations
count.
from front to back, and
I
it's
already
six.
see more or less 3 millimeters. Already see. I already know it's because it's a small adjustment. Okay.
Okay.
The first thing you want to put in the machine is first thing put the paper
For the paper,
in the middle.
Yeah.
Yes. We have here the center. Okay, put the paper in the middle. So it goes here, middle, and you rewind a little bit, and then you do it like I told you. Normally it's here. I have this here, and then I will just here when I okay 0.0 automatic. Now I know when the machine starts to work, it's already in the same place. It will go in the same place here to the front. It's all in the same place. Then I put the flexible die.
This is cork.
Yeah, it's cork. It's cork and kind of rubber.
Okay. How this?
This long, too much time. We have a customer with machine, and from 2011 or 2010, you work 3 shifts, 24 hours, and it changed this year, 12, 11 years later.
The first time. Okay.
It's not, and it's easier. We just need to ask BST a role from a web guide of 330, and one screw, these 2 screws here, and you put a new roll. But it lasts a long time. No, it's not a problem. So what I need to do is, first thing, I put the paper in the machine, then in the middle, then I let the machine rewind a little bit of paper just to align and give tension, and then I put the flexible die. When I put the flexible die, I already know the paper is in place. Otherwise, if I put it here, I make it here a small adjustment.
Yeah, I need to adjust the die again.
Yes,
So
and then you can't adjust there because it's a small adjustment. You can adjust here, but it's better to work with the web guide aligned, that you are doing adjustment and the web guide is working. It will work like this, but it creates tensions in the paper that it goes to the nib. Good. For that, the first thing is everything in the middle, put the paper in the middle, everything, rewind a little bit, then put this in automatic, the paper is okay, put the flexible die. It's the easiest way. Okay, so now this is the important thing. If I'm using the machine like that, I'm not cutting at semi-rotary, I'm cutting in rotary. So if I press start like this, let me just check if it's in rotary, okay. If I press start like this, it's working and it's cutting, not cutting because without pressure, but we have a bigger, I can show just to see how, okay. I cut here and then I have here a big, let me grab my knife. I have here, I have a sticker here, and then
that
I
is
have
not cut.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
because it's working.
full rotation.
Yeah, full rotation.
Okay.
So,
But that is you. I think you never use that.
yes,
Or
you can use if
but
you want.
your label has to be
Yes,
exactly that.
exactly the configuration of 412,
Yeah.
and you can use the software. Then I will send you to Natalia, and then Natalia explain you the Excel file. If you imagine you have 4 or 6 labels, and you must have a gap of 4 millimeters, and is perfect to rotate it. You can make a flexible die of to rotate it, and you can work with the same thing, the machine with registration, everything, but in rotation mode. But normally, the semi-rotary mode, it's because if you buy a magnetic, it's very expensive. If you buy a flexible die, it's cheap. Okay. Normally, all the companies prefer to buy flexible dies and work with semi-rotor machines.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's put the machine in semi-rotor. Okay. I release the tension. I can joggle. One thing, speed. You can jog at 1 meter per minute, very very slow. See, to do some adjustments. You need to jog or here at 1 meter. But if you press start and the machine starts to work, it goes to 4. Because working is 4 until the maximum.
Okay.
Jog, you can reduce and work like that. It's good if I want to. Now I will explain how to put the machine in semi-rotary mode. First thing, this is the label. This is the what I call the first blade of cut. I need to put this first blade here. 108, more or less. It's not.
Yeah.
It don't need to be perfect. So I can jog a little bit. The machine goes there, and then I can rotate the cylinder. I'm watching here. Okay, this sound is touching the paper. So what you see is the first blade is up. This
Okay.
up 180 degrees up.
Okay.
If you have more on mil or less on mil, it's not a problem.
Mhm.
Okay, but it's up. You need to put it here. Okay, so it's here. You see. Now we're gonna change the. We're gonna insert the dimension of the flexible die. I know because it's our flexible die. The distance it's all the
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
I use all the same, but
Yeah.
if you have another one, I can put it here. Size of the repetition.
Sorry.
No problem.
This thing stops. I don't know why.
Okay, maybe the internet connection is slower.
I don't know.
No problem. I will just cut a little bit of material just to explain you something.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm putting here a little bit of material that I have a repetition. Okay. When you make the design of the label and then you order the flexible die, you already know these things because you create some information
Yeah.
and some for some uh, job. So what I explained to you when I measure the flexible die, I have 300 millimeters, but I need to put one more gap. And if it's not accuracy, but I'm going to start in 10. Okay, imagine here.
305. Yeah.
Yeah,
300.
it's not 5, but it's
304 something.
yeah, it's
Okay.
304.8.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the when I tell the distance between the black marks should
Yeah.
be the same is this.
Mhm.
So I know. Imagine I don't know nothing.
Okay.
Someone give me the paper. I need to know. It's not a good way to do measure.
Mhm.
It's information.
They should
But
give you the
if I
information.
have the flexible die, maybe it's here because they don't use this. This is information. Normally, when something, some company receives this, it will see. The flexible die is made for 130
teeth.
teeth.
Mhm.
And then we have here the distance, the shape of the label.
Mhm.
Okay, and we have here this measurement. And then we have SAV, they call the gap, distance
Okay.
between labels. So this all the information I have for the flexible die. The high of the cut is
Mhm.
0.44. That's what I was telling you in the beginning. 0.44 because the gap of the machine is 0.48 and we have this the back is
Yeah.
0.04. So and normally in this kind of supplier, other ones put the information uh,
Differently.
different.
Yeah.
So we have 4 labels and the width and the 3 labels
That's
around.
around.
That's
Yeah.
a repetition, 3
Okay.
labels. Total of 12 labels. And this is a flexible die. They put semi-rotary complete, is a flexible die to work in a perimeter of 412. Okay, but then I can show you other one that is for 96, and you can work in this kind of machine. But it is just for you to understand. So I know the distance between the black marks is 304.8, and I put here 304.8. Okay, but if I don't know, if I know that kind of flexible die is a 96, is what I told you, that is 96. If I don't want to put here 304, I can put it here 96. Normally,
96T. Okay.
yeah, because it's, yes, I already know it's 304.8, and it's faster for me to put 96. That's why. So I insert the information, and then I put initial position. Then the machine, it will rotate until the first blade, it will go to the stop. Now is aligning the buffer. Now is aligning the cut. Right now, you can apply pressure, but normally I explain this to new users. It's better to jog a little bit without pressure to see if everything is okay. Because if you put a value not correctly, the machine can go, the buffer can work in the wrong position. Yeah. So to doesn't break the paper, you can jog a little bit like this without pressure. So I can do repetition. Okay, it doesn't make any mark. It's good. If it's doing that marks like you saw there, that
scratching, yeah,
it's a problem. So I'm jogging. It's good. Okay, I can apply pressure. Okay, now 40 or a little bit less. It's not a problem. Okay, if you want this kind of gauges work until 80. Okay, without no problem. But when you are working 40 to 80 in that distance, you are applying too much pressure in this beer, in all the beers, in all the system. And the problem is not in the machine, is in the flexible die. So you can work if you need to do that work, and but you have a problem with your flexible die. So right now, I know the machine is already cutting correctly. I start to cut, and I know it's already cut. How to see if the cutting is perfect? Because I know this flexible die, but imagine they give you a flexible die now. How to know? You remove. You don't need to cut everything. You remove, and this removing good. See?
You just
Okay.
test.
Not see. It's not very good. See?
Okay.
That's when it's bad. Let me put at 40. Let me try again. Okay. Okay, now it's good. Okay, and I just change a little bit. It's less than faster, but a little bit. See, I need to do this in the 4 levels.
Okay.
Like here. See, it's okay. Okay, you don't need to do this with time. You already know how many press, but in the beginning it's good. Okay, let me put here. Okay, now we are working at semi-rotary. Then what I want is to enable the registration to see, to adjust the cut, because I'm not cutting in the correct position. Okay, so first thing, you need to ensure that you
black
have
mark.
here, that the sensor is in the track, the same track as the black mark. So you see that blank
Oh,
light.
the
Okay.
light, yeah.
Okay.
So I need to jog.
Yes, you can jog a little bit, and if it's blinking, you see here
Fast.
is green, and if it's blinking orange, you can jog. You can jog, no problem. If it's blinking orange, can jog, blinking.
Okay.
See, if it's blinking or if it's green and blinking orange, it's good. If it's not, you need to calibrate the sensor. Okay. This is goes with the manual, but I can explain you how to calibrate the sensor. Let me just you can do it with that black mark, but it's difficult to push
Yeah.
the front end. And then I cut the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
material. Okay. And then the green light must be turned on. And then we press the and blinking like this. See, it's blinking. Okay, because it's good. So what I do, I press set, and now it's blinking. Now I put the black mark and I press set again, stop blinking, and then it's reading,
Okay.
but it's um, you can work like that, but it's now the orange is always on, and it just blink when I pass the black mark.
So
It's the same.
you're actually adjusting the density of.
Yes.
So let's say if the labels are in yellow instead of black, and it's not sensitive enough to read yellow.
No, this kind of sensor just need a big difference of colors.
Mm.
If you need to have a color sensor, you need to order. We have this one is the standard one. We have other that is a sensor to read colors. This
No,
one.
no, no. What I mean is like
Yes, I understand.
black is very dense. You
Yes.
see it right away.
Yes.
Okay, the contrast
Yes.
between white and black is big. It's the
Yes.
biggest.
Yes.
But let's say if the labels are yellow, printed in yellow
Yes.
instead of black.
And you put a yellow black mark.
No, yellow mark.
Yellow
Yeah,
mark.
the yellow black
yes,
mark. Yeah,
okay,
the
sorry.
mark is in yellow.
Yes, the mark is in the yellow.
And
You can have a problem with this sensor.
okay, so
Because if you want, you can right now you can ask for quotation to put
another sensor.
a sensor of a color sensor.
Okay.
I can show you one in other machine.
Okay.
It's exactly the same in the same position, the same connection.
Yeah.
But it can read colors.
Okay, but then they need to adjust the machine in the
No,
electronics.
you just
So
need-
I can get it later and then just change it.
Yes, you can get
Okay.
it later, and you can change and you can
Calibrate
all
it.
this.
Yeah.
The other one calibrate different way, but it's the same.
Okay.
Okay, but the other one it reads.
It's more
color.
sensitive.
Yeah, it's more sensitive and
Okay.
read colors. The light is or blue or red or green.
Okay.
Because if you are reading, I don't know for sure, but if you are reading blue, he puts a red light. If you are reading red, he puts a green light. I don't
Okay.
know. It changed. It's
So
like that.
this one is only for black.
This one is only for black, but you can use if you are using
Dark red, dark
red,
green,
yeah, you
blue,
can use,
brown.
but you
If it's light.
maybe have problems.
Okay.
This one we ensure that for black it's no problem. For color it may be a problem. When you are printing, a very important thing because I already see you have a sensor to read transparent material. This is transparent material. Okay, is a label is transparent. I don't know if it's in this side or in this. Okay, the label is in this side. When you want to do a job like this and you want to print a black mark here, you need to print a track. Imagine if your machine doesn't print white, If we print white, you print a white line with a black mark in the white line to read, because the sensor doesn't read transparent. Okay, but you can print a white track with the black mark in position. If your machine doesn't print black, you can print a yellow track with a black mark, and you can work with that reading that black mark when you use that kind of paper. But this sensor is only for black marks. For colored marks is another kind of sensor.
So that means when printing transparency, you always need to print two colors. Let's say the label itself is a design green or whatever, but because of the black mark, I need to print a white.
Yes.
And whatever color it is, of course, it has to be dark, because if it's, let's say, green, such a green label,
Yes.
I can put a green mark here, but I have to have the white strip.
You have to create a track.
Yeah.
For the sensor doesn't read the transparency. Because it create an error. Okay. So now I calibrate the sensor. The orange is always on. When I put is off. It's working good like this. But if I make the settings like this, first the black mark, then the
white.
the white, now is good. It is working like in the beginning. But the 2 ways is good. You need to press, reading the black mark or the mark, and then change to the background and reading. And then the sensor is good.
So it doesn't matter in which order you do that, as long as it sees black and white.
Yes, and I explain you the 2 ways. So if you make other way, you don't have any doubts.
Okay.
It needs to blink orange. But if I do like this, it's blinking orange. If I do first the background, then the black mark, is always on the orange and blinking when I pass the black mark. But for reading is the same. It's not a problem. So first thing, I need to be sure that the sensor is reading. Okay, I know it's blinking because I already calibrated. Okay, it's blinking. Okay, other thing, see that gray area that we have
the shadow.
from the Okay, I calibrated like this here because I have these two lights.
So it's outside the shadow.
Doesn't change position. Okay, but normally when I have the machines in production, we have that lights, natural light, that change in
The shadow.
The shadow change. If I calibrate it and I go in the afternoon, the machine
It's
is
a
not
different.
reading. Why? Because it changed light. If you are working here, if that lamp goes off for some reason, you have a problem. And you don't know why. The machine is working well. Okay, you change anything in the light room? Okay. So that's why. Okay. Now it's reading. Now I need to enable that I explained in the beginning, the registration. I am already cutting in semi-rotary. Okay, all the labels are with the same distance, the same gap. So I take 1, 3, 4, 3, and 4. Okay, 3, 4. They are already in semi-rotary, but I'm not cutting in the right position. So what I want to do, I want to enable registration. So now the machine is working with a sensor. So I put the machine working, and I want to see a small error here. 68. If it's big, you can do turn on and turn off, and then the error. You can wait, but you are losing paper. So now the error is near 0. Let the error stabilize a little bit. 0.1.
Okay, is 1.8, 2.3. Now should be stable. See, is already going back. 0.5. You don't need to wait for this. I am just showing you. You in the okay. This means the error is stable. Why the error is not 0.0? Because the distance between the black marks are not completely perfect.
Yeah.
Is 0.2 millimeters, but it's not a problem. What you want to see is a stable error.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a stable error. Now we need to see how much I want to correct. Okay, if I have, you don't need to remove. If you have here a light, it's easier. But I need, I'm here. See the label. Okay, I need this cutting goes here. Okay. You can grab a scan. Normally I do it by eye, but
Yeah.
okay, you should goes 4 millimeters to the back or 3.5, or you
Centimeters.
yeah centimeters.
Yeah.
You're right. Or
35.
or to the front.
Yeah.
What
What is less?
yes, less. Now is 5.5. So I'm going to the back. Okay. So I'm going to put minus 3.5. Okay, and then
35.
yeah, 35. Yes, 35 millimeters. Correct. And then the machine goes and I put enter. It create an error. It's
Yeah.
bigger. It's bigger than I put because the machine always insert the error of the size of the magnetic, not of the flexible die.
Yeah.
But for you, it's not a problem. You just need to press start and wait that error goes to 2.3,
Zero, yeah.
2.6, near zero. It goes stable. Normally, to don't lose paper, when I'm doing this, I'm doing the other things at the same time. I'm doing registration, then I'm removing the waste and put it here,
Yeah.
and then at the same time I put the blades in position,
Yeah.
and then I put the rolls, and then when I have the registration and I'm already see if it's cutting in right position, and you don't waste too much paper. I may explain you step by step just for you to
Yeah.
understand
Yeah.
how to work, but in the day by day you work faster. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, is already go up and now it's going down. Okay, it's now more than less. Okay, it should be in the end of the label. This is not our logo because our logo it takes here
Okay.
a shape, but I can go a little bit to the back, less 5 millimeters, more than less. It's not important. Okay, now it's more or less in the middle. Okay, so next thing, you can do this at the same time, but when just for don't lose this paper, you doing this at the same time. The next thing you want to do is remove, if you want to remove, remove the waste. So the easiest way, you need to cut here the material. Okay, and then you need to grab and go up with the material. One technique. Okay, one technique that I learned with our customers, they have a thing like this because it's easier
Yeah.
to remove with one hand, and
Yeah.
then you can press
Jog.
jog, and you do remove the waste at the same time. Okay. Okay, now we have to enable it, the waste rewinder, that it's disabled. Waste rewinder enable. I need to see if it's not with a lot of tension, because in the beginning it can break. I'm putting in 50. Okay. Then let's see if already it's good. Okay. Now I can increase the tension. Okay. Now it's removing the waste. And it's already cutting. But if I was doing this the adjustment at the same time removing the waste, it will be faster. Don't
Yeah,
lose too much paper.
Okay.
So right now I think we're gonna take a break to our lunch,
Okay.
and then in afternoon you just need to how to put
The slitter. Yeah.
and then make rolls, and then you can use the machine and see what kind of doubts you have. Now,
Okay.
one thing important when you stop the machine is remove
Always
pressure,
remove pressure.
because
Okay.
if the machine is not working, it's not. You don't need to have the machine in pressure. Other thing, you need to open. You should open the nips, but the machine waits 20 minutes and then he release the nips.
It's automatic.
Automatic.
Okay.
Because in this silicone, if it is in the same position, it could make
Flat spot.
yeah. So if you want, you can open. If you don't open the machine, it will open in 20
Automatic.
minutes. Automatic.
Okay.